Welcome to Berkshire Country Club. We are excited for you to join our Berkshire Green Department team. Our service philosophy here at Berkshire Country Club is to provide excellent member experiences by maintaining quality facilities and amenities and delivering genuine personal service. Berkshire employees can accomplish our service philosophy by buying into our mission statement of see it, own it, solve it, and our 4 employment standards of safety, member focus, communication, and quality.
Our first employment standard is safety. Coincidentally, in a country club work environment, the Green and Grounds Department is exposed to the most injury-prone job tasks. Therefore, your attention to this employment standard is of utmost importance. All employees deserve a safe working environment, and this can be optimized with buy-in from you, our staff. Safety gear including safety glasses and earplugs are provided to all employees. Steel-tip boots are provided to staff after 1 month of employment. Chaps and helmets equipped with face shields are provided to all employees who operate chainsaws and a wood chipper. The safety gear you are provided is just as important as a mower or string trimmer to complete job assignments. If you have questions, concerns, or would like to discuss our methods for improving our employee safety measures, please speak up. I look forward to our first monthly Safety with Sean seminar. See you then.
In the event you need minor first aid, this cabinet has the necessities. Also provided is sunscreen. Our profession requires us to work outside mostly every day. Be sure to use sunscreen daily to protect your skin from the sun's unwanted rays. A small first aid kit will also be within 3 glove boxes of the carry-all carts for use while on the golf course. Additionally, utilize the posted safety checklist on the first aid cabinet as a reference for always being mindful of the important safety measures. Finally, SDS sheets can be found within our SDS binders. These binders can be found in the hallway outside the locker room and in the upper shop. Our second employment standard is member focused. Our members are the reason why we are here today. As an employee of Berkshire Country Club, our motivation to perform our job duties and our decisions that we must make should always be predicated to serve our members first. When making your own decisions, think in a member-focused spotlight.
Our third employment standard is communication. Communication is the exchanging of information and the connection between people. Communication is a vital employment standard for all. Successful teams communicate well, and our operation is going to perform efficiently if all employees try every day to communicate needs, observations, and ideas. Handheld communication radios are given to most employees to improve our communication amongst our team and other departments at the club. Channel 1 is designated for our communication, and Channel 2 is used for golf shop communication. Be sure you utilize the communication radios appropriately and speak clearly when communicating your message.
Our fourth and final employment standard is quality. Quality in our golf course presentation and service to our membership is what sets us apart from other private and public facilities. A high level of attention to detail and consistency in our course preparations and performance of the golf course will yield a memorable experience for our membership and guests. Those who will achieve the level of quality we desire start planning once they see their assigned job. Being highly organized and knowing the tools and safety gear needed for the job will all lead to achieving our expectations for quality. Think how you can help by maintaining great quality here at Berkshire.
Morning meetings will start promptly at 7 a.m. or whatever the specific start time is on the board. All employees are expected to be dressed, clocked in, and ready to begin work at the given start time. Clock-ins earlier than 5 minutes prior to given start time will be adjusted automatically to the designated start time. We will work in rainy weather conditions. Be sure to be prepared with rain gear if the forecast is calling for rain. In some instances, heavy rain and lightning will require us to cancel work and delay our start. We will contact you a minimum of 45 minutes in advance of our starting time to inform you of any changes to our workday. In the event work is canceled for the day, we will always allow you to make up missed hours during the remainder of the week. All employees have different work schedules and personal schedules. It is very important to communicate any changes to your agreed upon schedule in advance with your supervisors. Vacation requests must be made a minimum of 2 weeks in advance. If you are ill or cannot make work the morning of, you are required to give notification that you cannot make your work shift at least 30 minutes prior to the start of your shift. Your supervisor's cell phone numbers are listed at the bottom of your work schedule that has been provided. If you need to switch a weekend with another employee, be sure that you and the employee you are switching with present the change to your supervisor in person. There are 3 weeks during the golf season in which we request you to work additional hours and a flexible schedule based on weather conditions. The first week of April, the first week of November, and November 18th and 19th are our scheduled aeration processes. During aeration processes, we generally work sunup to about 5:30 p.m. Please plan and communicate which days you are not able to work a flexible schedule. We ask all employees to work a bit more than their normal weekly schedule. The final week that we require additional hours is our Men's Member Guest Week. Nichols Week is the second full week of June. Some evening work during Nichols Week is also necessary. Please plan and communicate which days you may not be able to assist in working additional hours. This year's uniforms are green in color, same as last year. We'd prefer you to wear this year's uniforms as much as possible. However, you may wear any BCC collared uniform if they are clean and in good condition. Be sure to wear a belt and tuck in your shirts. Only BCC hats can be worn, no personal hats. You will be provided one hat. Additional hats can be purchased in the golf shop at a discounted price. You will be provided with a $50 clothing allowance for khaki pants or shorts, no cargo pockets, and you may also use this allowance for rain gear. Be sure to save your receipts and provide them to a supervisor, or we cannot reimburse you for your purchase. All employees have the option of purchasing a pair of steel-tip waterproof boots valued at $115 from Red Wing Boots in Wyomissing. After completion of 1 month's employment, you will be reimbursed in full. Cell phones are permitted on the golf course. However, they are only to be used in the event of an emergency and should remain on silent or vibrate. If you need to make quick communication with a family member, please communicate via text message while on the golf course. If you need to make a phone call, please do so on your break time at the maintenance building. Lunch breaks are 20 minutes and generally occur at 10:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. In most instances, you must have your first assignment completed before taking your lunch break. If you have not completed your first assignment and it will take some time to do so, contact your scheduling supervisor to ask if you may take lunch and return to your first assignment job after break. During the golf season, it is important that we have the golf course prepared ahead of the first group of members. Earbuds are permitted while working on the golf course. However, please be aware that the wires that dangle below may cause a safety concern while performing your job tasks. Please tuck your earbud wires into your shirt. While wearing earbuds to listen to music, be sure that the volume isn't too loud. You must be able to answer a radio call from another team member or hear a golfer yell, "4!" Tobacco use is permitted on property. However, no smoking is permitted in any building or club vehicle at any time or within 20 feet of the fuel tanks. Cigarette butts must be disposed of in the dumpster or in the provided cigarette caddy in front of the maintenance building entrance. If you are a smoker and the cigarette caddy is full, volunteer on occasion to empty it into the dumpster and refill with fresh sand. Cigarette butts left in carts or thrown on the club's grounds will not be permitted. and disciplinary action will be taken to rectify persisting problems. Each week, an employee is assigned to break room and bathroom duty, and a separate employee is assigned to wash pad duty. Break room and bathroom duty will require about 15 minutes prior to the end of the day to tidy up the bathrooms and break room, cleaning the tables and sweeping the floor of loose dirt or grass clippings. Generally, on Fridays, the employee assigned to break room and bathroom duty will spend the final hour to hour and 15 minutes to thoroughly clean both the bathrooms and the break room and mop the floors. All employees are expected to clean up after themselves daily. Your locker and above your locker are for your clothing and shoes. Please do not leave coats and rain gear around the shop for days on end. We suggest locking your lockers. BCC will not be responsible for any missing personal items. If you are assigned wash pad duty, you are responsible for emptying the wash pad wheelbarrow into the Pronovost trailer at the end of the day and giving the wash pad a final cleaning with the provided hose. Please do not wash any equipment that has excessive soil or sand on the wash pad station. A designated area behind the shop will be utilized for washing equipment that has sand or soil. This area will be shown following the orientation video. During our morning first assignment, our goal is to work safely at an efficient pace in order to stay ahead of the first group of golfers. If you have been caught by golfers or during your afternoon assignment, avoid golfers as best you can while performing your job assignment. If you are not able to continue your job without disrupting a golfer, quiet your machine until the golfer has passed you. To prepare for the job, the first step is to check the oil in all equipment except the reel bladed mowers and our utility carts. Following this orientation video, we will provide a demonstration on how to check oil in each specific machine. If you are unaware of where to check the oil or which oil is used to add to a machine, please see a mechanic or the scheduling supervisor. Each piece of equipment has a tag designating the fuel it requires. Red is for gas, yellow is for diesel, and blue is for mixed fuel. These tags can be found by the ignition switch, steering column, or fuel tank itself. Always check your equipment before leaving the shop to make sure it has been fueled. And when returning to the shop, fuel it up so it may be ready for its next use. The next step would be sure to know where your starting point is on the golf course. Most times, the scheduling assistant will provide this during our morning meeting. If not, please speak up and ask. Next, double check to make sure all of your tools are in your cart before beginning your job. A laminated sheet of how to begin the job and how to complete the job is given to you if needed. Next, get in the habit of using safety gear. Safety glasses and earplugs are provided every morning. If you need a new pair or have lost them, please speak up. Next, make sure your work area is safe when arriving on the golf course. If you have any questions or concerns, please speak up.
Today, we are mowing greens. The first step in mowing greens is to blow debris prior to mowing. Debris caught in a mower will not only damage the mower, but potentially damage the turf.
Before mowing, you may also come across many rocks on the putting greens. Take some time to remove these rocks, placing them in the bed of your cart or throwing them into the rough. These rocks will damage your mowing equipment.
Walk mow greens is one of the more common jobs that a seasonal employee will carry out. The walk mower is self-propelled using an engine. The employee is only responsible to keep the mower on a straight line. As you can see, the green appears to be striped, light and dark. The employee began this green on the right side and is working his way towards the left side. Today we are mowing at a 10-to-4 direction. The employee has placed the plastic lattice mowing boards on the collar, and the mower is then turned on the plastic mowing boards. The plastic mowing boards prevents stress to the collars. 2 boards are placed on each side of the green, totaling 16 feet in length. This employee will move both sets of mowing boards after making all of his turns throughout the 16 foot of turning space. It is important to monitor your clipping yield in your mowing bucket. You want to make sure that the clipping yield does not exceed half the bucket size. Otherwise, the bucket will become excessively heavy and could damage the turf. Clippings will go into the back of his cart, which is parked 30 yards from the green complex. The hardest part of mowing greens is the actual turn. Practice makes perfect.
If your mower has a bucket, we expect you to collect all clippings in a utility cart and then dump them into the Pronovost trailer at the maintenance shop. Collecting clippings will help to reduce insect pressure on our primary playing surfaces.
Today, we are walk mowing greens. Typically, the boards are placed on the collar, and that's where you will make your turns. In this situation, with steep slopes, the boards are brought in slightly into the green cleanup to make it easier for turning. On this side, the boards are on. Here on number 9 green, when we are mowing this green, the collar drops off quite a bit here at the front. The boards, the lattice will break if it's laid in the collar and the mower goes over that area. So we place the board or the plastic lattice just inside the collar on the green cleanup to prevent the lattice from breaking. Our next job task is tri-flexing greens. Before starting tri-flexing greens, you want to make sure that debris is blown off from the green surface. You also need to know the mowing direction. Today's mowing direction is 10-to-4. As you see, Leo is mowing from the 10 o'clock position to the 4 o'clock position and then reversing back to the 10 o'clock position in a scissor motion. This practice prevents stress to our collars and rough. It will take some time more, but is well worth the additional time to take. Our next job assignment is rotary and trim around bunkers, green surrounds, and tees. The cart is equipped with 2 backpack blowers, a rotary trailer, 2 rotary mowers, and 2 weed whackers. You will also want to make sure that you have 1 5-gallon can of gasoline, that's straight gasoline, as noted by the red bracelet, and a 2.5-gallon container of mixed fuel, as noted by the blue bracelet. The weed whackers and backpack blowers take mixed fuel, while the push mowers take straight gas.
Please note the direction of the kickstand on the rotary trailer. The tire is facing towards the bed of the cart. Additionally, please note the weedy attachment on the rotary trailer. The engines are facing the bed of the cart.
Rotary mowers' responsibility are to mow around green surrounds, tee surrounds, and bunker banks in areas that are on steep slopes or in areas that are hard to get for a sidewinder that is approximately 36 inches in width. As you can see, the steep slopes here on number 16 greens ground are being push mowed by our rotary mowers. Areas, green surrounds, and bunker banks that are too steep for push mowers to mow will be taken care of by our fly mower. The fly mower uses mixed fuel and is operated as shown.
Please make note of the proper way to transport a weedy, fly mower, and fuel around the golf course in your utility cart. This will ensure that the equipment remains in good condition.
Lastly, weed whackers are used on bunker edges as shown. The final step of rotarying and trimming green surrounds and bunkers is to backpack blow the bunker clean. We want to make sure that safety attire is being worn at this time, including safety glasses and earplugs, to prevent eye injuries or ear injuries.
Greens rolling is a more specialized job duty. As you can see, the roller starts on one side of the green, going back and forth. The operator faces the portion of the green that has already been rolled to ensure that no oil or grease falls off the equipment onto the green. The roller continues to go back and forth in a scissor-like motion across the entire green. Some greens do not get rolled each and every day. This depends on the pin location given in the morning meeting. Select greens will not be rolled if the slope of the putting green is too severe, resulting in an unfair playing surface. After mastering greens mowing, collar and approach cleanup, tee cleanup, and bunker raking, you may be trained on greens rolling. One of the most important concepts of greens rolling is to never make a sharp turn when on shortcut turf. This can lead to turf decline.
Today we are hand raking bunkers using a spring rake in the opposite direction complete. As you can see, this employee started on this side of the bunker and is working away, going back and forth in the opposite direction of the pin. The pin is where I am currently standing. Once complete, on the other side, the employee will go around the perimeter, touching up the edges. Last but not least, the rakes are placed correctly in the low point of entry, evenly spaced apart, and handle towards the tee.
Today we are pushing sand back up the face of all of the bunkers, adding sand where necessary to get them ready for the 2018 golf season. We're trying to establish a 2-inch lip and make sure we have depths of 2 inches on the face and 4 or a little bit more in the center of the bunker. Wandelay, our intern, is doing a wonderful job of making sure the bunker faces have enough sand.
This is an example of a bunker that is not raked well. There are rake marks in several directions throughout the bunker. This is an example of a bunker that is raked very well. The rake marks throughout the bunker are very consistent and clean. The bunker edge is 2 to 3 inches with sand. The only thing out of place in this photo is the placement of the bunker rake. We will provide a demonstration on proper rake placement with the handle pointing towards the tee on the lowest point of entry following this orientation video.
Collars and approach cleanup. One pass is made around the entire collar.
Be sure to utilize your Green Department manual for more information on how to mow, collar, and approach cleanup. One-on-one training will take place with employees that have not already been trained on this job task.
Here on hole 2, the collar and approach cleanup mows the entire approach. The triplex does not come on number 2 approach. The approach is mowed half and half, clockwise or counterclockwise depending on the direction assigned that morning. As you can see, half the approach is clockwise today and half the approach is counterclockwise.
Approaches are mowed half and half, clockwise or counterclockwise to match the fairway contour. Number 2 approach is mowed by the collar and approach cleanup operator only. Number 5 and 13 approaches are only mowed downhill due to the steep slope that causes the mower tires to spin when the turf has dew on it. Always make wide and gentle turns when mowing approaches with the triplex. Be extra careful when mowing up onto the green surface. Never turn the steering wheel while sitting still. Additional one-on-one training will take place if you have never mowed approaches. The tees are also mowed half and half, clockwise or counterclockwise to match the fairways and approaches. Be extra careful when making your turns. Wide, gentle turns are always best. Utilize your Green Department manual for more information, including which tees are walk mode only. Tee cleanup mowing is best shown in our Green Department manual. Tees that are mowed in full by the walk mower are number 2 ladies tee, number 3 upper tees, number 14 pro tee, and number 15 pro tee. Additional one-on-one training will take place for both tee cleanup mowing and tee triplex mowing if you've never done these job tasks before.
Our next job assignment is called tee service. When completing the tee service job, you will have a golf cart, a trash can, 2 2.5 gallon jugs with soapy water, 2 containers. One container has extra tees, pencils, and scorecards for hole number 2. And the other container has your pin location numbers and should have extra tee towels. Lastly, you have a backpack blower and tee divot mix. Tee divot mix is green in color and has bentgrass fine fescue seed mixture, which can be found at the shop. If you're unaware how to make tee divot mix, please contact your supervisor for further details. So here we have Leo doing tee service today. The first step is to move your tee balls The purpose of moving tee balls daily is to spread out wear and tear across the teeing surface. As you can see, Leo is using 1 foot pace off the edge of the tee to place the tee ball. Here at Berkshire, our tee balls have a BCC 1899 logo, and that logo is placing back. Leo placed the tee balls accordingly so that when he places his hands pointing his left hand at the left tee ball and right hand at the right tee ball, they are aligned directly towards the center line of the fairway. Looks like Leo is correcting his right tee ball placement to ensure that the placement of the tee balls are aimed directly to the center of the fairway. After moving the tee balls, Leo will grab a backpack blower and blow the debris that is on the teeing surface. This tee has some leaves. It's not that bad at this point, but as we continue into the fall months, leaves will fall more and more blowing will be necessary. So Leo has done an exceptional job placing the tee balls here on the 13th tee. You can see the tee caddy is placed directly behind the tee ball. And lastly, we do not have any Shirley shanks, and that means that the peg or the nail below the tee ball and the tee caddy are not visible. We do not want them to be pressed into the soil, which would cause the turf to As stated, Leo will blow any debris off the tee. If there is wind at the time of blowing the tee complex, be sure to use the wind to your advantage to blow the debris in one direction so that it may be picked up later in the day by our leaf vacuum. At this point in time in the season, leaves are not falling as much, so the few pieces of leaves on this tee will just be blown and scattered in the rough for the rough mowers to break apart. When blowing a tee surface, be sure not to blow the divot mix out of the divots. Blowing the divot mix out of the divots will prevent us from being able to establish new seedlings and fill in divots quickly. Leo will empty the trash from the trash can. Some tee complexes have more than one trash can. Be sure to empty all trash every day that a tee service is assigned to you. Leo is now checking the ball washer to make sure that there is fluid, soapy water in the ball washer for member use. He is also checking the towels to make sure there are no tears or are very dirty. If the tee towels are dirty or torn, be sure to replace them. When placing the trash can back into the ball washer holder, you'll see the parade symbol is facing out away from the ball washer, and the opening of the trash can is also facing away from the ball washer. This is to have easy access for trash to be placed into. When completing the task of tee service, if the foot brushes at the base of the ball washers have excessive grass, as shown here, please use your blower and blow the debris off the foot brush. Details as such will go a long way in the eyes of our members. The final task, part of tee service, is to fill any unfilled divots that have occurred from yesterday's rounds. As you can see, Leo is using a small bucket and a cup with green sand mixture and seed. The seed again is fine fescue and bent grass combined. As you can see, Leo filled each divot and smoothed them out with using his foot. Overfilling divots will cause our mowers to be dull.
Fairway mowing requires 3 fairway mowers 3 times per week. We mow our fairways half and half, clockwise or counterclockwise. This job assignment requires more experienced operators. If you master greens mowing, bunker raking, and rotary mowing, you may be trained on fairway mowing. Setting up the golf course for play daily is one of the most important and fun jobs there is. It is your responsibility to select the hole locations within the given pin location number for the day, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Keep in mind how the greens are playing. If the greens are firm and fast, you must select very fair pin locations so that our members may have a fun and fair round. Large rough mowers and sidewinder mowers are used to mow the core of the rough on the golf course. After mastering all other jobs, you may be trained on a rough mower, sidewinder, or even leaf cleanup machine known as a Kubota vac or Cushman vac. The sod nursery is located near the 13th tee. You may be assigned to mow the greens portion of the sod nursery. Throughout the season, the height of cut may vary on different sections of the nursery as we use the nursery for plug work. Be sure to ask if you are unaware which portion of the nursery you are assigned to mow. If you are mowing collars and approaches during your first assignment, you are responsible for mowing the approach height of cut. The cleanup operator will mow 3 passes around the perimeter, and the triplex operator will mow everything within the cleanup passes. Remember, if you are unsure of which area to mow, please speak up. String trimming tree lines requires a string trimmer, mixed fuel, extra weedy string, and a utility cart. All of this equipment will be assigned to you on the job assignment board. You will be assigned anywhere from 2 to 5 holes at a time to complete. Be sure when string trimming around trees that you do not hit the bark of the tree itself. This will result in a very slow decline and ultimately a dead tree over time. Your job is to string trim all rough that a rough mower is unable to mow near a tree. Do your best to keep the string trimmer steady and the same height of grass as the rough itself, approximately 2 1/4 inches. When assigned to string trimming tree lines, please make note of the proper method to transport your weedy and fuel around the golf course. This ensures that the weedy is not damaged during transport. If you are assigned roadside detail, your primary focus will be both sides of Burnville Road through the property fence line, South Topahawken along 14 Fairway, Mercer Street near our maintenance building, and Berkshire Drive along 17 Fairway. A detailed map of these roadways can be found within your Green Department manual. Never leave equipment lay near the roadside unattended. Wear an orange or yellow reflector vest and utilize orange cones along the roadside to signal oncoming traffic to slow down. Clear the roadside of trash before mowing or string trimming. Be sure to use roadside mowers labeled on the handle of the push mowers only. If you do not finish the job at the end of the day, communicate what has been completed and where we need to pick up tomorrow to your scheduling supervisor. Driving range detail includes an array of responsibilities on varying days. The primary responsibility includes filling divots, first using the divot mix within the green containers on the tee itself, picking up tees left behind by our members, moving the black ropes and accessories if needed, otherwise straightening the ropes and accessories, removing trash from the trash cans, refilling the green containers halfway with fresh seed and soil, spot raking the shop green bunker, adding ice to the water coolers on the course and the range tee, and lastly, filling divot bottles at the 4 refill stations on the course. If you are assigned this job task, additional one-on-one training will take place. Cart traffic is one of the most important topics that we will talk about during our morning meetings. The general rules of thumb are: keep your carts on asphalt as much as possible. That means all 4 tires on the asphalt. Stay 30 yards from all greens and tees. Scatter your cart patterns, never following the same tracks in front of you. And use carts in the rough more than fairways unless the rough is not looking so good. In the event a lightning siren sounds, please return to the shop promptly and wait until the all clear alarm sounds and the scheduling supervisor informs you that you may return to your previous job.
You are finished with your job assignment. It is now time to return to the shop. Please double check to make sure everything looks great. Quality and presentation are very important. When you return to the shop, throw away any trash in the dumpster, and any debris or grass clippings will be placed in the pronobos behind the shop. An air hose will then be used to blow out your air filter on your machine. A separate demonstration will take place after this training video to show you the location of air filters on the machines. If your machine has clippings, you will wash the clippings off on the wash bay area. If your machine has sand or soil, you will wash your machine off in a designated location behind the shop. A separate demonstration will take place after this training video. Fuel up on the proper fuel. Equipment with real mowing blades will then be placed outside the technician's shop so it may be checked in for tomorrow's use. All other equipment can be returned to its proper location on the maintenance facility.
As a reminder, cleaning your cart and equipment of grass clippings, debris, and trash at the end of each and every day is very important. There are 3 air hoses outside the shop. The first is on the wash pad, the second is near the shop entrance door, and the third is at the end of the shop closest to Burnville Road. If you have any equipment issues or concerns, please bring them to a mechanic. If a mechanic is not in the maintenance building, be sure to write your concerns or observations on the dry erase board outside the office door. Include the date, your initials, equipment, and what may be wrong with the machine. Every month, one employee is awarded BCC Hall of Fame and is given $50 cash for their stellar work performance. Employees that go above and beyond the call of duty, see it, own it, solve it, and strive to exceed our employment standards are likely to receive the award. At the end of the year, all employees are eligible for a year-end performance bonus of $33.33 per month employed. The performance bonus is based on 5 categories, all weighted 20%. Time, attendance, and calendar, accident and injury-free, professionalism and teamwork, discipline-free, and last but not least, they strive to help our team in achieving our golf course expectations by seeing it, owning it, and solving it. Do you have a friend or relative that would be a great addition to our Berkshire Green Department team? Referring an employee that remains in their position for 3 months will earn you $100. This orientation and training video has demonstrated the primary job tasks that are performed on a regular basis on a golf course. There are many more processes and maintenance practices that occur during the year. Upon mastering the more entry-level job tasks, you may be trained on more advanced ones. We are looking forward to another great year here at Berkshire Country Club. Thank you for your time and attention to this important training session. If you have any questions, need additional direction, or have a suggestion for making the Berkshire the best club in our region, please do not hesitate to bring them to our attention.